I ran Halliburton. I'm proud of it. Halliburton's a quintessential American success story. Small business 80 years ago, one guy with 4 employees. And today we're 100,000 strong in 120 countries around the world, a major global concern in the energy business and the engineering and construction business.
Cheney joins the company, and suddenly the doors are open to them, to Saudi Arabia. He flew over there to meet with top Saudi oil ministers. You know, here's one of the architects of the first Gulf War who had met with these people as an official U.S. government representative and is now meeting with them on behalf of a private interest and getting contracts and lucrative contracts in Saudi Arabia and throughout the Middle East. And suddenly Halliburton became an international company largely through Cheney's old contacts.
What we do with respect to Iran and Libya is done through foreign subsidiaries, totally in compliance with U.S. law.
It's a way around U.S. law.
No, it's provided for specifically.
The time that Vice President Cheney became the chief executive officer of Halliburton, there was a criminal plea agreement that was being negotiated and then entered by the U.S. Justice Department and Halliburton. And it dealt with allegations that Halliburton was doing business with the terrorist state of Libya. That's illegal under American law. Halliburton was convicted of that crime by consent. It's hard for me to understand why Vice President Cheney would have wanted to be associated with a company like that, particularly since he's now fighting the war against terrorism years later.
Welcome to Hard Talk. I'm Tanya Beckett. Is it the case that actually the US can afford a war?
The US can afford a war. We're talking about a 10 trillion economy in the US.
Caroline, Vincent is very quickly getting to the point here that there's actually money to be made out of the post-war scenario in reconstruction.
The horror scenario is that this war will knock out, for example, most of the electricity generating plants, creating all kind of problems for the sewage works. So then, you know, enormous sums of capital would then have to be very quickly injected into Iraq to restore that infrastructure.
The reconstruction, the money to be made from reconstruction, largely will go to private companies around the world.
And today we're 100,000 strong in 120 countries around the world, a major global concern in the energy business and the engineering and construction business.
Branches of the American government have been stonewalled, as I said. They've in effect been told, we are the government, we are the elite, we are above you, other government agencies and the American people. You don't deserve access to this information. And access to information is what makes this country strong. It allows the American people to make judgments on its own, and it allows the American people to demand change. And if the government does things in the dark in a very secret way, that's a very dangerous situation.
I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.